a little bit different. We're going to start a new game. It's going to be the Spanish sardine fishing charters drinking game. I know what? What did he say? A drinking game? Are you kidding me? No, it's really simple. I watched my videos for the past 2 weeks, and I can hear myself saying a few times in my videos. Actually, a little more than a few times. So if you're a pirate, and only if you have a peg, you're allowed to take one shot every time I say the word So remember, only if you're a pirate and you're over the age of 21. Let's get this party started. Well, what have I been doing for the past week? Before the front, I had the opportunity to take out Rob, Allison, and Madison. We were deciding to go out fishing. What we planned to do was go out for hogfish and snapper. The winds were really, really strong that day, so we were not able to go out there. That's a shot right there. But anyways, we were not able to go out where I wanted to go fishing for the hogfish, so we stayed a little bit closer. What I did was I anchored up in front of the beach, and we went mackerel fishing. We got a lot of mackerel, and we started catching sharks. So here's a little video that I have of Robbie catching his fish. So as you can see there, we're just fishing on the beach using live baits, small white bait, using a 5-aught long shank hook. That's how we're catching those fish. Now, he also brought Madison along with him. So what I did was, actually, Madison caught a really nice big bluefish. So what I did was, I got one of my kingfish rigs out. Kingfish rig is just not but a wire. It's a number 5 wire with a haywire twist knot with a one. You can use a 1-aught or 2-aught or a 3 live hook with a treble hook on the end of it. So depending on the bait that I use, if it's a bigger bait, I'll go ahead and move this a little bit further out. So it's going to be a little bit longer. A lot of the times, instead of getting the bite here on the front hook, I'll get him in the back hook. As long as he's hooked and we catch him, that's all that counts. So we used a nice big bluefish, and here's Madison's video. That video was shot right before the cold front. Then we had the cold front moved in, and the water temperature went from 70 degrees probably all the way down to the 60 degrees. It's a big jump really fast. So what happened is the fish, during the front, the fish will eat. After the front, everything has settled down in. The bite's not really that great. And then after that, it cleans up, and then the bite's really good. So, going to talk about the baits. I'm going to tell you a little story what happened to me at the Skyway. I've been going for the past 2 months. I've been going to the Sunshine Skyway fishing pier on the south end catching all my baits. I haven't had any problem whatsoever. 1 cast, 2 casts, 3 casts, and my live was completely full. Well, after this cold front, I went out there, and man, I worked it. I worked the bridge up and down, looking for baits all over, and I couldn't find any. I even anchored up and started chumming to try to bring them up, and no luck. So after I left there, I left the South Pier and I went to the North Pier. North Pier, same situation. I anchored up, chummed up, and no baits. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I went to a flat, really close nearby flats from the Sunshine Skyway fishing pier, and I did the same thing again. I started chumming, and I didn't get any baits whatsoever. What am I going to do? I have a charter. I got to produce. I got to catch fish, right? So what I do was I went straight back to the marina, and I got my live well full of shrimp. I got 25 dozen shrimp, and there goes. My customers came on the boat, and we went off fishing. I want to tell you a little story now about the cast nets. Now that winter fishing has arrived, I want to take a moment and speak to you guys about the cast net war. After these cold fronts, baits has started to move out. I have removed all of my cast nets from my boat. I'm glad that I will see less pictures and videos of everybody catching baits. Also, I will see a lot less fights about whose cast net works better than the other. To me, both are great local companies. In the fishing community, we need to stop bashing one another and work with what works best for us. With that being said, I went out fishing the docks. What am I doing now? I'm fishing the docks with shrimp, with live shrimp. I took a charter out this week, and it was very, very productive. We went out to a couple of docks. I hit my first dock. My first dock, we caught snook, redfish, trout. No, I'm sorry, we didn't catch any trout. Snook, redfish. We caught grouper. We caught a huge bluefish. There was a lot of fish, sheephead, a lot of black sea bass. Black sea bass is very, very good to eat. There goes, have another drink. But anyways, the docks was working best for me right now, especially using shrimp. It's easy. I want to tell you guys something, though. While you're out there fishing the docks right now, especially during the wintertime, you'll see a lot more fishermen fishing the docks. Please be courteous to one another. When you're out there fishing the docks, if you see somebody fishing, instead of going full throttle next to them, even though if it's a channel, just don't go full throttle. Get out of the throttle. Get out of full throttle. Go slow. Go around and put around him and then take off. You know, a lot of the times when you go full throttle, what happens is you'll move that boat and you'll move that boat close. Depending how close he is to that dock, he'll hit that dock. You know, it's just be courteous while you're out there fishing. It just, as the water temperature goes down, so is my tackle as well. Right now, even though I'm fishing the docks, my tackle will move down to 20-pound test line, and I'll use 1/0 or 2/0 beak hooks. So I will definitely move everything down, even if I'm drifting a flat for the mackerel. I'm sorry, not for the mackerel, for the trout. When I'm trout fishing and I'm going to go hit the flats, I'll go drop my leader down even to 15 pound. The smaller, the better. It works better for me. So that is my fishing report for this week. I will be online and answering on any questions that you guys have. I want to thank you guys. Also, thank you, Dean, for staying there with me. And I will answer all your questions coming up. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys like my fishing report, don't forget, check me out.